Hey guys, Jacque here. Today I want to do an update on a video that I did a long time ago, but you guys want refreshers of some of this stuff, and that is my everyday carry, what a lot of people call EDC. So some of the things have changed, some of it has not. This is over a multiple year span, but I keep it pretty simple. The first is my watch. We've talked about this many times, and this is my last video that I talked about, but the watch I probably wear the most right now is the Omega Speedmaster. This is the Ed White 321. I have an entire video talking about it in the last one, so I'm not gonna talk about it much, but I will say, as far as watches, I pretty much am always with a watch. Even when I'm working out, I use like an Apple Watch. So the reality is that that's just like kind of a second skin for me, and I always have to have something just on my wrist. In fact, if you look, I think I have like a wrist tan, which is unfortunate. So, it's clearly I wear a watch often. So the second item I want to talk about is something that not a lot of people talk about, and that's their other piece of jewelry, and that's the wedding ring. And this is the only jewelry that you would catch me in. I mean, I don't wear earrings or necklaces or bracelets. It's a watch and it's a ring. They're on the same hand, and that's kind of it. This one is, is really simple. About as simple as it gets. It's a regular band in a white metal. This is platinum, but it is kind of fancy because it's from Cleef and Arpels, so it is name brand. I bought it in Hong Kong when we were having kind of one version of our wedding, and I love it. I mean, if I lose this thing, I'd be really, really sad. It's banged up to death. It's really shiny on the inside where it doesn't get banged up, and then the outside is just freaking matte at this point. It used to be somewhat glossy and shiny, but no longer. 5 millimeters in terms of its width, and it's I don't know, it's a little dainty, I think, for today's standards for some men, but I think it's more timeless. Like you don't want the skinniest of rings, but you also don't want this massive chunker on the ring either. Let's go into the other essentials that are pretty much always on me. The first one, as you guys know, so this is the third item altogether, is the iPhone. This is the iPhone 14 Pro, so this is one version back. I usually don't get iPhones in 1 year increments. I get them in 2, maybe 3 year increments. So I got the original iPhone 14 Pro, so I always get the Pro version because I just freaking the camera and all this sort of stuff. It's always like a little bit worth it for me. I like it better than the bigger versions, the Pro Maxes, just because it fits into your pocket a lot better. What you'll notice about this is that it's caseless. Some people are all about that life. Some people are all not about that life and ask me, what the hell am I doing going around with major risk? And it's a good question. I mean, I was a case guy for a long time, but I think over the last year, I've had no case. I've dropped it once, like seriously, since then. Didn't crack or anything like that. But I do have Apple Care. And so, I don't know. Like, the joy of every day putting this into my pocket, just having it just like kind of go in, the beauty of it just from and the feeling of it in the hand, all these things are everyday experiences. And for me, even though the risk is high that I might break it, if I have the coverage, then I think it's just worth it because it's an everyday thing. Number 4, my wallet. I talked about this wallet in a couple videos ago, but this is the wallet that I have now. I used to have some other versions, but I really love this wallet. It's a brown wallet card case called the Calvi by Hermes. Now, I love this wallet. I think it's, if you can get it on discount, highly worth it. It's small, compact, it looks good. It's made of a really nice leather. It always matches up in terms of like, you put it there and then it buttons down. So overall, I'm very happy with it. I will say this is something that I don't carry that many cards in. I think I have maybe 4 or 5 cards max in here. And so it is, you'll see like this comes out or, like it doesn't stay in place that easily. So just keep that in mind. But for me, that's not a problem. Overall, this is probably my favorite wallet that I've had in a long time. So just in case you're curious about what's actually in the wallet, I won't show anything just for privacy purposes, but I have a credit card, a debit card. I do own a Tesla, so there's a card to get into your Tesla if your phone is not working. So I have that and my driver's license. Next is my keys. I'll keep this really simple, but house keys, gate key, mail key. I switch up the lanyard that it's on every now and again. The one right now that it's on is an old one that I got years and years ago from a company called Tanner Goods. It's basically just like a loop like this made of leather. It kind of matches the wallet a little bit in terms of color. I love this sort of like caramel brown color. It's super simple, you know, it creates a little heft so that your keys aren't just by itself, but at the same time, you know, it's not too much heft that it's not like it's really bulky in the pocket. Okay, so I've talked about 5 items. This is the 6th item, and this is probably where it starts to get a little bit more optional. Keys, wallet, phone, that's like, you know, you gotta have those. But then after that, like if I'm walking around for a bit, I will bring my AirPods Pro. I don't know what else to say about this other than that, like it is literally the best sort of balance of portability and sound and practicality that you can have. I'm a big audio nut. I love like really high quality audio, but when you're walking around, when you're doing, it's good enough. And it holds in this small form factor. The charge is pretty good. The noise canceling is pretty good. Overall, like this is a game changer product from years back. So it just remains just a key part of my everyday carries. The other sort of optional thing that I always carry around actually is a Kiehls facial fuel, was lip balm, lip thing. I mean, this is my favorite of all lip balms. I mean, it's expensive to be honest. Like you can get it from a sale on like Nordstrom Rack and stuff like that, but I think we're looking at like $8 or something like that for this, which really this should be like a couple bucks max. But the flavor, the texture, the way it goes on your lips, the moisturizing capability, I've tried like 10 different type Burt's Bees and chapstick and all that sort of stuff. It costs more, but this is my favorite, the Kiehls facial fuel. I mean, if you like that kind of like mint menthol type of flavor, this is it, man. This is awesome. And finally, this is kind of a new introduction, but an old introduction, but you know, sunglasses. I live in SoCal. You kind of need sunglasses. It's an absolute essential. So these are my sunglasses of choice at the moment. I have multiple sunglasses, but I have a new edition. So the new edition is from Jacque Mage, which I think I've talked about in the past. It's a brand that's incredibly expensive. So I had one. This is the second. Okay, I think I'm done. I don't want any more but I wanted one black, one brown. This is the brown version. This is the Cash by Jacque Mage. Giant sort of plastic frame here. It's a little bit flashier than I would have liked. I mean, it has these like kind of gold accents to the side. But I mean, the lenses are nice. It feels so nice and hefty. It just, I don't know, I just love this look and the feel of this sort of glass. These are my sunglasses of choice. This is, again, the Cash. It's kind of limited edition, I think, but it's like what Johnny Cash wore back in the day, or like a design that looks like what Johnny Cash wore. And it's in like a tortoiseshell brown. So these are my sunglasses of choice. Cool, so there it is, my everyday carry. I try to keep it quick and easy, but that's what I generally carry with me every time. And this is, you know, some of this is like multiple years old. Some of it is like pretty brand new, but yeah, that's what I carry every day. Cool, thanks so much for watching. My name is Mark Kwok. I will see you guys on the next one.